Hello and welcome to Anichat Automata. With me today I have Alex.
Become as gods.
And I'd have Kyoya, but he's in the bathroom, I think, right now. Probably blown it up. Anyways, we are going to be discussing video games today and anime. More specifically, the recently announced Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Strikers, made by the same people who did Xenoverse. Bandai Namco, aka the people who just let Pac-Man die in a corner.
Also,
Oh,
I've
continue.
been actually buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards rather than just playing simulators lately, so that's also a
I
thing.
mean, well, buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards does feel satisfying, like low-key.
Yes, it does.
Like, you open a pack of cards and it feels good. And I think that's just a human thing, as baseball cards have survived like 100 years.
Yeah,
You open up a pack of cards and you're just like, oh man, this feels pretty good.
I'm gonna try to complete the Blue Eyes deck.
Mm-hmm.
That's not as busted as the one that I have online, but, is functional.
Yeah, I
Just
gotcha.
do. So it's fun. Mostly because I managed to pull 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon from booster packs, and I'm like, that card goes for like $15 online if I were to just buy it, so I'm obligated now.
Yeah, booster packs giving you good stuff always feels great.
Yep.
Oh man. So we're gonna wait for Kyoya to talk about Shinobi Strikers. So me and Alex have been playing a lot of Nier Automata. We can't go into spoilers. However, I can say that holy Jesus, Square has been on point. What the heck?
Yeah, I mean,
And if oh, continue.
no, I'm just choking because I'm eating
Oh.
spicy chicken.
Oh, and I was like, and if KH3 is as godly as 2, oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Whew. Basically, things are really looking good for KH3, if you ask me.
I'm gonna say this, and Nier Automata is like probably in my top 5 games of all time. Like that game is that good.
I think I'm not really attracted to many girls in video games. I think the girls in Nier Automata are pretty good, actually.
Oh yeah.
Way surprising me, because I was like, okay, to anyone who doesn't know, when I first saw Nier Automata, all I saw were the gifs of 2B's butts, and I was like, ew, it's gonna be one of those games. And it was not one of those games. I was sorely mistaken.
Yep. I mean, granted,
I still haven't
was,
gotten the award where you look at 2B's butt. I still haven't gotten the award where you look at 2B's butt.
I don't know how to get it. Like, I tried for a little while, like one day, and then I'm like, you know what, screw it, I have other stuff to do rather than just
Same, actually.
ogle 2B's ass for like 15 minutes.
Like, apparently on the first day, like, almost everyone who downloaded Nier Automata on Steam had unlocked that accomplishment.
Please.
Yeah. 9S is also best girl and best boy at the same time. Don't ask.
Oh,
he just is.
Fantastic. You haven't even started Route D yet.
Oh, I wanted to, but I was like, I want to get Route C in there first.
Yeah, 9S puts on his big boy pants, and it's fantastic.
Well, when he screams, I was like, oh boy, here comes the channeling of Sephiroth that happens in every Square game. Yo, what if KH3 does Advent Children and Sora is just confused as crap? Oh my god, that'd be freaking hysterical. And then, like, in the Advent Children world, there's just, like, people from Final Fantasy 13, 15, 12, and, like, all other Final Fantasies in there. And Sora's just like, I have no idea what's going on. Aren't you guys from Destiny Island?
And the Yorha androids.
Yes.
Everyone thinks the Sephiroth remnants.
And, Riku shows up to come help out Sora. And everyone's just, and, like, the Advent boys, and, like, the Orha models both approach him at the same time, and they're like, "What do you mean you're not one of us?" And Riku's just like, "What have I walked into?"
Riku's just like, I'm already done with this world.
Yes.
I'm just done.
Oh my god, I would love to see 9S meet Hope. Oh my goodness, Cage, make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what would be really funny is if, like, at the beginning of the game, you meet, like, adult Hope, and then you restore his world, you go back to his world, and then you find Shota Hope.
Same.
And so it's just like, what? And he's like, this is my true form. And so it's just like, okay.
I like how in 13, Hope's a Shota. In 13.2, he's an adult. And then 13.3, he's a Shota again.
I don't know, I think the Shota is what appeals to people, though, is the thing. Because Shota is one of the top sellers. It's like, I think it's like up there in like things you can put in video games that are Japanese that like sell stuff.
Mm.
You can put like traps, hot chicks, lollies, and Shotas, and it will sell. If you want to appeal to a Western audience, though, put super handsome manly dude in there, and you'll get like a ton of people. Oh, give him a big sword too.
I'm just picturing Gladiolus.
Like, yeah, man, he does kind of look like the main character of an RPG, though. Like, in like his third run, like at first he was a teenager, and now he's just like done with all the RPG bullcrap.
Same.
He's like Matthew's dad in Golden Sun Dark Dawn. Isaac looks like he's gone through some crap. I mean, he can talk, so he must have gone through something traumatic.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, like, I wonder if it... Because in Golden Sun, it's canon that you don't talk much. So I wonder if it's like, you know, when Matthew isn't talking, his mom's just like, oh boy, here we go with the silent freaking protagonist thing again. God.
Same.
And just doesn't stay with them anymore.
This is why Jenna leaves.
Yes. And Tyrell and his dad are just like, I don't see the problem. And Jenna's just like, well, you can stay with him then.
Please.
I like how Tyrell is smarter than Garrett. Like, playing it backwards is like, what? I just... Oh my god. Kyoya, why aren't you back yet? I hope he didn't forget that he's muted, and then just... He's been talking and thinking we're ignoring him.
No idea.
My friend just invited me to a PlayStation party. I gotta log off and tell him I can't.
Rip.
Oh, let's see. Where is he? Oh yeah, he pretends to be offline. I'm just gonna turn off my PS4 because it's taking too much time to find his name. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Nier Automata is a really fun hack and slash game.
Yes.
And well, I think the combat's a little better than Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I don't know. I like the characters in both. I like the little interactions that happen that aren't like story related of 15 a little bit better than Nier Automata.
Well, 15 is a lot easier just to be like, oh, I'm gonna play for 15 minutes. Nier Automata, you turn it on 6 hours later.
Yes. I really do want 15 and Nier Automata to be in KH3.
Yep.
Like, a lot. And
well, Nier Automata is the one that might not happen. I can't imagine them not doing 15.
Yeah, 15 was way too popular.
Yep.
At least reference Nier is what I want.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing is Nier Automata is an M-rated game.
Yes.
It's a little more obscure than FF15. It was co-developed by a different developer, but Square should still have the rights to it, so not a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, if Warner Brothers probably wasn't a stickler, Batman from the first Batman Arkham game may have been Kingdom Hearts.
Same.
Because he was a Square property for a while, and then they kicked Square off the project. And it made the game like 90,000% less Animu. Which was actually good for it. But yeah. When you play the Batman games backwards, holy crap, does it feel restricting. Because like the Batman games essentially kept adding like more and more useful mechanics. Like Arkham City's still the best one by far and beyond, but like it's a little hard to go back and forth. I can't play Arkham Asylum anymore because that one's, oh my god, that's super restricting. I can play the other 3 that came after it interchangeably somewhat easily. The only problem I have now is the PS3 controller is so small compared to the PS4 controller.
Yeah.
It makes it hard for me to adapt tactilely. Like, that's my only thing. So I guess while we wait for Kyoya, we gotta mention that we've been thinking about the future of Anichat.
What?
Like, I said, now since we're waiting for Kyoya, we might as well talk about how we've been thinking about the future of Anichat recently.
Oh yeah.
So we are thinking about spicing up our content and making it more solid recently because we've lost all the viewers we had. And video games seem to be a good way to do that. We may stream in the future.
Yep.
Video games from the PS4. Well, there's nothing is solid yet because we still have to wait for all the votes. But if I can finagle some stuff with Alex, this is very possible.
Yeah.
So we may do a playthrough of Nier Automata. Would probably be on our list. However, we'd probably have to mark the video as explicit, and I really don't want to do that. Which, because I feel like I really just don't want to get dicked by YouTube. But fortunately, we are a non-profit organization as of right now.
Yeah.
If that would ever...
We'll have streamed Nier Automata.
Yeah.
So...
hopefully we should be fine.
Yep. I mean, especially with the banter over it.
Yeah. So... that will probably be our first game. Any games you want to do, Alex, potentially?
You need to play First Light, so we can do that.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'll actually probably be easier than Nier Automata because it's shorter.
Yeah. Well, we can do that for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, we're hoping to revive the long-lost fans we had. You know, maybe we can do something, because this is still fun, but, you know, let's try a little harder.
Also, we need to watch stuff. Like, I'm
gonna
I'm gonna try to binge what's out of Fate Apocrypha, like, within this next week.
I don't know if I could hurt myself that much, Alex.
Hey, man. At least Karna's in it.
I don't know if I can do it. I don't know, man. I will probably do it someday because it's Fate and I am a loyalist, but yeah, I don't know. Oof.
Yeah, there's a lot of backlash over the Apocrypha anime, so
it's apparently even worse than the light novel, and that scares me because the light novel's boring.
Um, it's better than Dean Stay Night 06 though,
Most definitely.
which isn't hard, honestly, but you know,
At least Dean Stay Night 06 was like Yu-Gi-Oh-ish tier, but it just it spat on the OG adaptation, whereas Yu-Gi-Oh was the OG adaptation.
yeah,
That's the difference. No, I'm not saying Yu-Gi-Oh is garbage. I'm saying that storytelling-wise, I mean, Dean Stay Night could have been better, most definitely.
yep.
And its audience is like 18-year-olds and up, whereas Yu-Gi-Oh is like all ages. So
No,
yeah, that
it was like 16 and up, I think.
16 and up.
I don't know. I think I have my
I
box
swear
set.
it was still rated MA. I can't
No, I don't think
recall.
so.
Okay.
I think that's also part of the reason why it wasn't as good, because they didn't get as visceral as they could have.
I think the best part of Unlimited Blade Works is where Heracles just picks up Saber and starts whacking her on the ground side to side. Oh, that's a good scene. Oh, crap. We should, Man, I wish we could stream phone games like Gambium does.
Yeah. However, Granddaughter's been kind of boring lately.
Oh, yes, most definitely. It
Like,
has...
I mean, I still play it, but like, currently what's going on is, oh, you can grind easily. And I'm like, oh, did you mean Granddaughter all the time?
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
its
what's fun
competitors are...
is when they release new chapters.
Yeah. And then not
Like,
give me stuff on the gacha.
yeah, same. Like, they spent 2 months on just a rerun of last year's summer event and then a new summer event this year. And the summer event this year just was not as fun as last year's.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to grind, which has ended up in me not having Ren fully maxed.
Well, I mean, all it was just grinding. I mean, at least with the other one, you could build your own island and it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Then, when you finish that, you grind, but, you get to look at the island that you built, with
Your waifu is a statue.
oh, here's an event, work on it for a month.
Mhm.
Have fun,
Yeah, I can't defend it. That was really boring. I'd rather just much play Nier Automata, which is actually the reason that I didn't finish the event with Rin.
Rip.
I was like, I'll play some Nier Automata, some Nier Automata, and then I'll finish Grand Order. Some Nier Automata turned into 8 hours straight of Nier Automata.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Like, I remember, you were calling with me. Like you messaged me on PSN, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll party chat or whatever.
Oh yeah,
then,
I can give the full version of that story.
I'm like, what time is it? And then you're like, it's 3 a.m. And I'm like, I've been playing this since like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so if anyone's wondering what the full version of that story was, I was streaming Injustice 2. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mess with Alex, and I'm going to invite him to a party, and he does not know how that works, and it's going to be hilarious.
Yep.
And so I'm talking to my friend, and we invite Alex, and Alex struggles for like 3 minutes. It was like, should I tell him that like you need to plug in your microphone into your remote control? And I didn't, and it was worth it because Alex like struggled for like the next 5 minutes.
Yep.
It was it was pretty good. Oh my god. I should really do the new Yu-Gi-Oh event. But yeah, I stream. Usually I don't talk, but sometimes if I do talk, you'll hear me say my lovely commentary on what's happening. It's better when I hang out with friends though, so I mean, yeah. Just what has made me really being like, oh man, we should probably stream video games recently is I streamed Paladins, and within 5 minutes, I had more views than our Anichat videos have had in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that feels bad. We used to get likes and views and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiyoya, what the heck? Did you text me? No, he hasn't texted me. Jesus Christ, man. Where did you go? Man, I guess we have to start talking about Naruto without him. That's weird. It's like his show. It's his fandom. Anyway, so there was a new game recently announced, Shinobi Strikers. It was announced at the beginning of the year. And currently it's looking to be team-based game. Customizable Naruto characters with several playing modes, right? We have not been confirmed that there's a story yet. And we don't have any Part 1 characters confirmed, so feels bad, man.
What?
I said it doesn't look like there's a story confirmed yet, and there's no Part 1 characters confirmed yet, so...
Oh, for Naruto. Okay.
Yes. I switched. It's like...
Okay. Because we're still waiting for Kiyoya, Fate Extella sequel.
Yeah, that's happening. Apparently it's not a direct sequel.
Well, it's like a side story thing, which
Yeah.
is technically fetish, so, you know, not a big deal.
Is it going to be like First Light? Or am I going to have to pay another $60? I swear to God.
I think it's going to be more like Epic of Remnant.
Okay.
I don't know.
They said it's going to tie directly into the CCC event.
Oh, interesting. I didn't hear that. Anyway, it's it looks like they improved the character models, which is nice.
Probably from the killing they made making bikini outfits.
Same. Also, they're promoting Charlemagne as new Servento.
Savento. Yep.
Yep.
And then shafting every other extra character ever.
Who knows?
I mean, Rip, Robin Hood, Francis Drake, Vladimir, Nursery Rhyme.
Yeah. Ark.
Why Vlad? Yeah, but Ark had a property before the other four.
Why Vlad? Because Apocrypha Vlad is more popular.
That should just be an alt skin, honestly.
Yeah. I would agree. I don't know. Turn is my life.
Shinji's in that game, but Robin Hood isn't.
It's the same.
If you're wondering, what the heck is Shinji? What are you talking about? Shinji's not in that game. Use your decoy option. Shinji is in that game. It's the hacker thing Shinji uses, and it's like a substitution jutsu thing.
It's fantastic.
Yes. I hope there's not some sort of data sync over, because I want to play it on my PS4, but I have the PS Vita copy. And I hope I can... Because you can use your PS Vita to play PS4 games as a controller. I hope I can... If there's a data link thing, I can link it from my PS Vita to my PS4.
Yeah. I would hope you'd be able to do that.
I mean, since they released that, like, oh, there's a combo copy where you can get a PS Vita version and a PS4 version at the same time. Oh my gosh. I really hope they do. Because I would be very sad if they didn't. Alright, Kira, you back?
Yep.
Thank God, you've been gone 30 minutes, dude.
Yeah, it was only supposed to be for like 5, and then family.
I told everyone you were blowing it up. So, Alex, you know what this means?
What?
We can talk about how Shinobi Strikers is already disappointing everyone.
Okay, can I go get more water first? Because I've been dying. I
Yes.
ran out of it and have been eating spicy chicken this entire time.
Yes, get water and a cup of milk. That's what I do. I get both.
I understand.
His people need him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just mentioned that we're going to talk about Shinobi Strikers, so we haven't actually started it because we were waiting for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, did your brother harass you or something?
Yeah, basically.
Figured as much. So yeah, Bleach Brave Souls got rights to adapt the last part of the Bleach manga.
Really?
Yeah, so last arc of Bleach will be in the phone game. So it looks like we might be getting a movie, anime, for the last part.
I was gonna.
We are getting a movie. We don't know what's gonna happen. Probably be better than Death Note.
Did you watch Death Note?
I watched 30 minutes of it. I'm not done.
Oh, you didn't finish it. Gotcha.
It's not garbage. It's just that light isn't how light should be. I get that they were trying to be different, but they went in such a different direction. I don't know if I can just be like, well, why'd even keep his name?
Exactly.
Like, you changed pretty much everyone else's name. Why even make him light anymore? Like, freaking, you can keep Misa's name. You made her Mia Sutton. Like, his name could have been Luke, and that would have been more believable.
Literally.
Like, I think I would have had a less of a problem if his name was Luke. Oh yeah, his last name is Turner. I forgot. Oh my god.
Light Turner.
You know that means his name is a pun, Light Turner?
Yeah, I got that like a couple of days ago.
He turned away from the light. I'm gonna kill the person who's writing this. Also, they're making, like, they also made, like, Light not make his own decisions. He, like, gets pushed by people to do stuff.
Especially Mia.
Yeah. Ryuk and Mia are just, like, pushing Light to do things, and I'm like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about the shoddy Death Note thing?
Yeah, I was saying that they should have just made Light Luke, and just not even have, like, the same character names, and then just had, like, these be like, oh, this is another Death Note what-if story, not Light Yagumi's story. I would have preferred that.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be so outrageous. Rather than
Like-
having some guy totally not Light Yagami, and then some chick who's totally not Misa Amane.
Like, I think the fan response would have been better if they had just been like, no, we're changing everything. This is another what-if story. This is not Light Yagumi's story.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Ryuk doesn't just go and give Death Notes to random people.
He just drops them and waits to see what happens.
Exactly. Like a real death god.
Yes.
They
I mean-
they came out at one point and said it wasn't going to be an adaptation or whatever, but then it's like they said that, but they kept in so much stuff.
Yeah, they kept in the hostage situation and everything for like the first couple episodes. Like, they should have just written their own thing. Like, instead of trying to keep aspects of the old thing in there, it should have just been this is another story, this is not Light Yagami, this is Luke Turner, an American kid who got stuck with a Death Note, not a Japanese kid.
Rather than being like, oh, this is totally, for guys, this friggin', a pathetic guy who,
He's a total
That's
loser.
the thing.
yeah,
As
who
Death
gets
Note,
bullied and immediately is like, oh, I'm gonna use a Death Note to kill a bully.
Yeah.
Like,
What were you saying, Kyria?
if you look at the movie as a whole, as Death Note, it absolutely sucks. But like, if it had a different title, character name changes and different stuff, and they said, you know, this is a same
Inspired
universe,
by
different
Death Note.
story, then the movie would have been good.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be I would totally agree with both of you on that. Like they should have just tried to be something completely new. And like no one would have been like complained about that. Like why would they? I mean, it's in America, it's not in Japan.
Yep.
I mean, like it's not like Ryu doesn't have authority over other countries because he clearly does, as his Death Note can kill anyone on the planet. Like,
I feel like the ending, they set it up for sequels.
They probably did, but it won't because it got such a negative response. IGN gave it a 7, though. I think it was like a 6.5 so far. That's being generous. If you compare it to Death Note, it's a 4 out of 10.
Okay. That means watchable, but not good.
Yes. The movie is definitely a meme at this point. But we can move on to something else now. We can move on to Shinobi Strikers. So based on what we have seen from Shinobi Strikers, there will be 4 classes: close range, tank. There was a comma there, guys. By the way, long range and healer. Close range seems to be Naruto-esque. Tank seems to be somewhat based on Choji, which is odd because Choji got 1 shot in the tuning exams. Cough, cough. No one ever talks about that. Cough. The long range is going to be Sasuke, even though Sasuke uses a sword and repeatedly impales people throughout the series.
Same.
And healer will be Hyuga Clan, even though only one Hyuga Clan member is a healer.
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
So, what will probably end up happening, as we all figure will happen, is everyone's going to be a new Uchiha, and everyone's going to be like, screw off, no one wants another class.
Same.
In the trailer, they weren't even like, oh, it's just regular Sharingan. No, they revealed you can learn Amaterasu. Like what?
I'm just imagining all these Uchiha players spamming Amaterasu.
And just black fire over the entire map 24/7. Like they clear okay, so I was pointing out before the call, what they should have done was you choose your chakra type and clan regardless of class, right? At the beginning, because chakra types are important post part 1. And when Kakashi says, "Oh, you couldn't learn Chidori," to like Naruto, he didn't explain why. Probably because they didn't want to info dump you in like the middle of like Sasuke being edgy, and so Kakashi finally explains 3 years later. For whatever reason, Jiraiya did not tell Naruto. Probably because Naruto was too busy turning into a 9-tailed fox and almost killing Jiraiya repeatedly.
Basically.
Because that happened over the 3 years. So, like I said, what they should have done is this. So you choose your clan, character creation, then you choose what chakra types you have. You get 2 chakra types, right? You get your primary and you get your secondary, allowing you to learn jutsu of those types, right? And then you go on to create your character. Those should have been the questions you ask, not, oh, well, let's make tanks based on Choji, because that seems like the great idea, right? Because Choji's everyone's favorite character, right, guys?
I wonder if they'll give you the ability to go butterfly mode.
That'd be interesting. But that should kill you, so,
Yeah,
here's that. That's a DBZ style thing to do. Come on, Naruto, what you doing? But okay, so DBZ revives characters, but Naruto doesn't like killing characters when they use instant death techniques.
Same.
And I'd say I want to say DBZ is a little worse about it, but DBZ is like 35 years old, so I can't hurt it that much. But Naruto, what are you doing? Please stop.
Like, the only people to use the death hit technique and like actually die were like Naruto's parents and the third Hokage.
Yeah, rip the third Hokage. Revived as an old dude. Didn't even come back young.
Which is weird now that I think about it.
Also, he wasn't supposed to be able to be revived because he had the Soul Reaper thing, but they did shenanigans and he came back anyways.
Yeah, that's Orochimaru for you.
Remember when Orochimaru and Kabuto duoed Naruto, Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Shizune?
Yeah.
Oh man, Kabuto was so OP back in the day, and then he got turned into a joke essentially.
I don't even know.
He got wrecked by like Itachi and Sasuke. He then got wrecked again and again, and then was like, I'm planning so much stuff. And then he got wrecked again.
And then towards the tail end of the war, he became Dragon Sage, as he calls it. He had all the power of Orochimaru, Jugo, everyone, and I was just like, wow, okay. So then he's taking on Sasuke and Itachi at the same time. He forces Itachi to use Izanagi or not, whichever one.
Like, that was right after Itachi got revived. And Itachi died again.
Yeah,
Rip
they had
Itachi.
to.
So, anyways, yeah, back to the game. There's gonna be like capture the flag, sealing, and then there's like 2 other modes I think. And my only question is, why though? Why aren't we just exploring the Naruto world? Like, okay, so in Ultimate Ninja 4, they literally had created the entire Leaf Village, and you could run through the desert to the Sand Village. And that's a fighting game.
True.
Which kind of makes me question, why didn't they just do that?
I mean, even in the Storm games, they let you run around to all the different villages and places.
Yeah. God. And might I add that Ultimate Ninja... Oh, continue.
Oh, no, it's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, and Ultimate Ninja 4 was a PS2 game nonetheless. It had enough room for like 40 characters and an entire map. So, question mark.
I wonder how much of this game is going to have Naruto in it. Like
I hope it's not Call of Duty with Naruto characters. I really hope. That would be my biggest concern.
Yeah.
Also, if they've done it with DBZ and Naruto, you know what that means? One Piece is coming next.
Oh, please, no.
Oh, God.
They're all owned by Bandai Namco, so if this Naruto game is successful, that means One Piece will happen next. Undoubtedly.
I'm not buying that. Just low key.
It probably won't sell that much out of Japan, but yeah, it's gonna happen. Basically, that's what it's looking like.
Could you imagine if they tried to do it with Bleach?
Well, I think Bleach would work better than One Piece because One Piece is weird, man.
That's
But
true.
did you know Bandai apparently said no to owning Bleach?
Are you serious?
What?
Yeah, apparently Shonen Jump and the people who like own Bleach, like not Masashi Kishimoto, Tite Kubo, and a bunch of other people were in talks with giving the IP to Bleach for all video games to Bandai Namco, and Bandai Namco went no.
Well, then.
Which is why they could have like cornered their market because they have Naruto, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, and One Piece. Like, they have 4 massive properties. And if they had just gotten a Bleach, well, most other anime games would have been like, well, GG, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's why the Bleach phone games aren't owned by Bandai Namco, and that's why they're so different than the other ones. But apparently they said no. And because reasons. And I'm pretty sure it's because they thought Bleach wasn't gonna make money, which makes no sense to me since it's always made money. I don't know. I don't think Bleach was ever losing money. I think the anime may have been at one point because it was just filler, but I don't know. People like saying no to buying Bleach stuff, so there's that. But yeah, there's races in Bleach, meaning they could do Xenoverse style. There's not really races in Naruto. There's clans in Naruto, which makes things way harder because in like Bleach, if you're a human, you can do a lot of stuff. If you're a Soul Reaper, you can do a lot of stuff. If you're Hollow, you can do a lot of stuff. If you're like a Quincy, you can do a lot of stuff, etc., etc. DBZ, if you're a Namekian, you can do a lot of stuff. If you're a Saiyan, you can do a lot of stuff. If you're a human, you can do a lot of stuff, right? But with Naruto, it's like if you're a human, which you undoubtedly are, because there's only 2 races, and that's humans, and then Kaguya's alien race, because they're aliens.
Basically.
You can do certain things sometimes, maybe. Which is why no one thought a Naruto Xenoverse thing was going to happen. But Bandai Namco was like, nah, screw you, it's happening.
This is the true power of money.
They're assuming that since Naruto is like the modern DBZ, that it will work. But with Naruto, people actually care about sticking to the rules. Whereas with DBZ, when DBZ breaks its own rules, everyone's like, whatever, it's DBZ. No one cares.
Exactly.
Same.
With Naruto, they're like, why are you trying to be DBZ? What are you doing? Like, it's funny because DBZ has a reputation for just doing that because it's like old and freaking old. Like that's just basically the reason that like we just let it get away with stuff. Whereas Naruto's like only like I want to say it came out in 1999, like the first chapter. So like it's like 18 years old, right? It hasn't even hit its 20th mark. So it's like Naruto, you were ushered in the newer age. Why are you doing this? Please stop. It's like that with most series, like. But as we get into the in the newer age, it feels like it's getting worse with we're breaking our own rules. I'm gonna use Fairy Tail as an example because Fairy Tail breaks its own rules in the same arc that they were introduced. I'm gonna give case in point 1, Ether Nano, when they're like at the beginning of the arc, they're like, oh yeah, if you eat someone else's magic that is someone else's, you're gonna get sick. And then like they introduced the concept of ether nano being like pure magic, so it's just like a bunch of like elements and like other magics like crammed into crystals. And like Natsu, if you eat that, you'll die. And then Natsu's like, screw you, Jalal, and then punches him.
Man, that arc was so good though, and then that ending.
Oh my god. It started out really good with the fights. You know when Gray fought Owl Dude who took Natsu's powers?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was back when Fairy Tail had some potential to not be garbage. And then, well, things happened.
At least the evil is defeated.
I mean, it wasn't that BSy, but it was still BSy with the fact that Urza couldn't fight Jalal. But then, like, Natsu came up and then was like, oh yeah, Jalal, you're, like, slightly injured. Let me beat the tar out of you. And everyone was like, okay, Natsu. Because, like,
Same.
Gray fought a dude with Natsu's powers and then passed out after beating him. And then Natsu fights the final boss and just wins. And Natsu's just like, nah, man, if I couldn't beat that guy that Gray beat, that's bullcrap. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of is, considering what just happened.
I still have problems with Urza because of that last arc fight where she lost all of her senses and shattered all of the bones in her body, and then she cut a meteor in half. Like, what the heck?
Well, Urza is one big walking plot load of bullcrap. Remember back when they were fighting Gajiel's guild, and Urza was like, I've used all my magic and then one-shot the strongest mage in that guild twice?
Yeah.
She one-shot him, and then he passed out. Woke up like 30 minutes later and was like, I'm ready to fight again. And then she one-shot him again. Actually, what the heck happened to the rest of his guild? I don't even remember.
I don't either, really. I
Because
know Gajira switched sides.
Juvia switches because Gray, and Gajiel just switches because Natsu. And then, what the heck happened to the rest of them? Yeah. What did happen to them?
I do not know.
Crap.
You bought this member of that one guild, and then she switches to Fairy Tail, and the other guild just disappeared.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I just had that realization that they just vanished off the face of the planet into Iran. I think they were dissolved because they attacked another guild, and Makarov went to the council.
That sounds familiar.
I think that's what happened. But then that's like hundreds of just mages just sitting around being like, well, rip my guild, I'm never coming back in this series again. I think that's what happened. God, I need to not reread Fairy Tail.
Shout out to
Keyword
my boy
in there,
Laxus.
not. Did Laxus get laid in the final chapter?
No,
The only person who got laid was Gajiel, right?
they just hinted that he and what's her face,
Levy.
Mira Jane.
Oh, okay. So, Laxus may have, like, hugged Mira Jane, and Magical Baby popped out. Gotcha. I wonder if
Gagio got Levy.
Yeah, I wonder if he went steel during that. Gajiel? Those are the real questions. If he went steel while knocking up Levy.
That would just never even mind.
Just don't think about it too much. Anyways, back to stuff that's better than Fairy Tail. So Naruto,
I have a question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
What class or classification, I guess, do you plan on being in if you get it?
I feel like I might have to be a tank because no one will want to be.
If I get the game, I'm going to be a healer.
Yeah,
But I need stuff that I actually care about before I'm going to commit to that.
Um, I honestly, I would go any of the classes. I want the class that has access to Haku's powers, though. If they have Ice Style in there, I will choose whatever class has Ice Style.
Ice
How
Release
much
is
you
pretty.
like Ice Style?
Yeah, I really do like Haku's jutsu. I really like Part 1, and Haku's like one of my favorite characters from Part 1. Because, okay, Haku and Kiyomaru had interesting Kekkei Genkai that weren't eyes, right? They're not eyes. And then they introduced that there's more people with Kekkei Genkai like Haku that aren't necessarily like eyes. Like the village ninja chick, the Sand Village ninja chick who could like create like Scorch release or something. And then she could like turn people into dust. And I was like, that's so freaking cool, but she's gonna have no character development because she's a zombie. She got Edo Tensei'd and then destroyed, essentially, later. And then Mizukage number 4 has, like, Lava Release, which is a Kekkei Genkai, I think. And they're just not going to address how the Mist Village has freaking cool freaking Kekkei Genkai.
I know, right? She was literally melting Susanoo with acid.
Yes, and it should also be noted that since Madara / Toby / Three Tails Jinchuriki is not leading the Hidden Mist Village anymore, they don't kill Kekkei Genkai users.
Yeah.
Meaning that Haku's clan could come out of hiding. But they're going to do nothing with that because Masashi Kishimoto doesn't care about the Mist Village.
I like how everything comes back to Haku's plan. They could come out of.
Well, remember, all the Kekkei Genkai users went into hiding. All of them, because the Hidden Mist Village was just killing everyone. Haku's backstory is, literally, one day he turned water that got on his hand into ice. His dad found out. His dad took a pickaxe, killed his mom, tried to kill Haku, and then Haku used 1,000 ice needles and killed his dad.
Edgy.
He's legit.
Like, that's his backstory. His backstory is metal as crap.
And you thought Gara was metal.
Yeah, Gaara's backstory is edgy, but he didn't kill his dad. He killed his mom by accident, but he didn't kill his dad. Yeah. Oh man, that would have been a cool fight. No Jinchuriki Gaara versus Haku.
Ooh, that would have been.
Oh man, that sounds really cool.
All of the ice.
Whoa, can Neji like pierce the sand defense since it's pure chakra?
I don't know.
I think he would have to hit a chakra point before he could do that.
But his hands are like soaked in chakra.
What?
Well, Neji's hands are soaked in chakra when he uses the Gentle Fist.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would have been cool
Maybe
too.
even Otto with Infest.
Man, there's a lot of cool stuff they didn't do. God dang it.
And then it's like, hey, you have a second chance to do a bunch of cool stuff with Boruto.
Nah, they're not gonna do it. Boruto is so much worse than Part 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh crap. Man, Neji versus Gaara and Haku versus Gaara sounds really cool. You know what would have been even freaking cooler? Haku versus Rock Lee, and they're just fighting at supersonic speeds in the ice mirrors.
That would be amazing.
Like, do you know how freaking hype that would be? Like, holy crap. Also, I assume the only reason Rock Lee couldn't beat Neji is probably because when he goes full speed, Neji just rotations and just slams him into a wall.
Probably.
Like, that's the way I see him losing.
Then again, I believe that Chunin exams was the first time that guy let Rock Lee use him.
Yeah, let him go full power. Neji wasn't impressed, though, and I was like, Neji, please.
Oh, I'm... Was it...
I think Neji went, oh.
Like, Someone said, "Is he even human?" And I'm not sure if it's Neji or Gaara.
It's Tamari who says that.
Oh, okay.
Tamari's like, what is he gonna do? Take off like 5-pound leg weights? It drops, and her jaw just falls.
She is so serious.
She is like, he injured Gaara. Is he even human? When she says that. When he cracks the sand armor, she and Kagura flip the crap out when that happens, because no one had cracked Gaara's sand armor in like the last 8 years of their life. No one had touched Gaara ever. And Rock Lee accomplished it like 5 times in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
She like starts having panic attacks when Sasuke hits him with Tori and makes him bleed.
Yes. Because no one was expecting that. Gaara had been injured twice in like 2 months, and everyone was like, gasp. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where the "is he even human" scene comes from, is when that happens with Tamari. Just sees him punch through the sand armor, and it's like, oh man, when he punched through the sand armor, it got so hype.
Gaara winning that.
Ah, man, that was such a good fight. That's probably one of the best fights in part 1.
Gaara winning that fight still takes me off, though.
Well, you kind of wanted Rock Lee to win, because Rock Lee had deserved it at that point.
Yeah.
I know. It was a plot-based win, but it wasn't entirely bullcrap. Like, Gaara had like endless supplies of chakra, whereas Rock Lee was tearing himself apart. Because like, it doesn't say it yet, but tailed beasts are actually just pure chakra. Also, apparently Shukaku is totally salty that he's the one tail.
Rip.
Yeah, he says he hates the fact that people call him the one tail and thus make him the weakest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, what would have been another cool what-if fight? Maybe, Neji versus Kabuto?
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Because, like, they both have, like, that precision aspect of them. Remember when Kabuto was like, oh, I can regenerate all my cells at once, when he got Rasengan to the chest?
Yep.
And then it's like, well, so, why doesn't Orochimaru do that? Instead of just switching bodies all the time? And then it's like, shh, don't think about that. Just don't.
It's not a hypothetical fight. The fight I would like to see is the one that Jiraiya and Orochimaru had before he left the village.
Oh, yeah?
Like, we know Jiraiya takes the L, but I'd still like to see it.
Well, Jiraiya's like, I couldn't kill him, that's why I take the L. But I'm like, are you sure it's because not Orochimaru has like a bunch of bullcrap? Because Orochimaru like switches bodies, curses people, impales you. Because, you know, like, according to everyone, it's like Jiraiya's the strongest of the Sannin 3, and I'm like, how though?
Yeah, and then Sage Mode.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it's purely cause Sage Mode. That's got to be the reason. But the whole thing is, I don't think Orochimaru would let him get Sage Mode because he has to focus and like summon his 2 ninja toads, and I guarantee Orochimaru would just be like, "Oh, you thought," and then impale him with his swords.
If Jiraiya could enter Sage Mode without a second thought like Naruto does, then it would be a different story.
Yeah, but he has to do the meditation thing because he doesn't have a freaking tail beast inside of him helping him out occasionally.
I think it's funny how Kabuto went Sage Mode, and Orochimaru still hasn't.
Yeah. I think it's funny how Orochimaru was like a super genius and then got the shaft the moment part 1 started and Naruto beat him up. Naruto went like 4 tails and just destroyed him. And Orochimaru's like, I better leave. He's kind of blowing everything up, and he leaves.
Yeah.
Remember when we all thought Sai was going to replace Sasuke?
Oh man, I got so salty when that started happening.
I was like,
Because
who's this guy? Also, Sai kept commenting on men's dicks, and I didn't approve.
I think Sai's first line is, "Hey, I'm here to replace Sasuke." I was like, "No, you're not."
Who you be that you can replace Sasuke?
Exactly.
Can we just talk about how Sai knocked up Ino, one of the hotter chicks of the Leaf Village?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, can we also talk about how Tamari abandoned her royal bloodline to go smash Shikamaru?
True. Oh, do you know that if Gaara hadn't adopted, well, actually, I don't know. Basically, in the novels, in the Hidden Sand Village, they don't go by, the strongest person becomes the Kazekage. It's all by bloodline, like kings and queens type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so their thing was, Gaara, if you don't find a girl and have a kid, then it's going to be Tamari's son that becomes the next Kazekage.
What is Kankuro doing right now? I don't remember.
He's Gaara's advisor, his right-hand man. He doesn't have
Okay. I forgot. Kankuro's the only one who looks like their dad.
really.
Like, I'm like, are you sure Tamari and Gaara are his siblings? Like, high key. Like, you sure?
They really don't look alike, to be honest.
Like, cause I thought when they called them the Sand siblings when I was a kid, I was like, they're related? What? First of all, Gaara's a redhead, right? Conqueror's got freaking brown hair. Conqueror's like Japanese, and Gaara's like some Irish kid, and Tamari's some European girl from the desert. And it's like, what?
Same.
Because Conqueror looks like he looks like a carbon copy of his dad, whereas Gaara and Tamari are just like, are you sure you guys are related? Like, what's going on? Their mom must have been cheating, I swear. Is Tamari the oldest or the second oldest? I can't remember.
She's the second oldest.
Okay. Because Conqueror's like 15 during the tuning exams, fighting a bunch of 12-year-olds.
And
I'm like,
Tamari
why?
3 years older than Shikamaru, so.
Yeah, I know. It's less weird when they were adults, but when they were kids, it was like, ugh. I told my mom, my mom watched it with me, and she's like, how old are they? And I was like, oh yeah, she's 16, and he's 13. Mom was like, that's disgusting. And I was like, well, what if it was 15 and 18? She's like, that's still pretty nasty, but a little better. It's a little different when it's the reverse, because girls mature faster.
That's true.
It's the whole thing. God, it was the fact that she showed interest in Shikamaru when he was a preteen that makes it creepy.
Yeah.
Masashi Kishimoto, I guarantee, forgot her age for like 30 seconds when making that ship.
Oh. Shout out to Tenten, who ended up lonely.
Tenten didn't even get to knock up Neji once. Oh my god. She didn't get to shack up with anyone.
Like, Rock Lee is out here having kids.
Oh my god.
Has her weapon shop.
Tenten has her weapon shop because Neji is dead.
Basically.
Oh my god, she wanted to ride that Hyuga train all the way, but it just didn't happen.
Low-key, Neji dying is probably the thing about Naruto Part 2 that makes me the angriest. Because, like, frickin' 4 people die in this show, and one of them is my favorite character.
You notice that if you have a Keki Genkai, you're more likely to die than everyone else if you're not Sasuke?
Same.
Basically.
Also, rip the Sound Ninja 4 getting murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like, so you got killed by a bunch of 13-year-olds. I hope you feel proud of yourselves.
I like
Those
how
are like
when
the top.
Neji died.
Oh, continue.
I like how like when Neji dies, Rock Lee is like bawling and is holding his corpse, and Tenten's just like, Rock Lee, we have a war to fight.
Ten was
Just
probably trying to not to think about all the dicks she'd be missing out on. She was probably trying her hardest.
can't.
Low key, like, that's probably her main concern, because when she meets Sasuke, she's like, ooh, he's cute. He's not an edgy tier, but he's
Yeah.
cute. That's what she says. And Tamari says the same thing when she meets Sasuke. Tamari's like, when Tamari meets Sasuke, she's like, ooh, he's cute. And I'm like, is this just going to be the response of every girl that meets Sasuke?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Everyone but Hinata had a thing for him.
Everyone thought Hinata had a thing for any male character, though.
Same.
Because, like, there's a Kiba Hinata ship. There's, like, so many ships. Kiba didn't even like Hinata. He's just like, I know you like Naruto. It's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, knew from the get-go, but Kiba doesn't like Naruto that much, so he probably didn't say much about it. It's weird because technically, I think Hinata's the weakest of her team.
Rip.
Technically. If we go by the stat books, I think practically Kiba and Shino are stronger, but she has more potential.
Okay. Oh, squandered potential.
Because,
19-year-old bird.
she's clumsy. Like, she's really good, but she's clumsy. She can't do stuff that her little sister and cousin could do.
Well, she did
Wait.
finally get 64 bombs during war.
She learned Gale Palm with Neji during the war, too. Did
And then,
Neji invent Gale Palm? Because no one ever talked about that before Neji started using it.
That's true.
Because, like, apparently, Alex, you can use the Gentle Fist using the wind.
Hmm.
So, also, can we just talk about how that's broken?
Yeah.
And then
So, are we going to say Kyoya?
Chakra.
Yeah. The last was bullcrap, though, if you ask me. Like,
And then if you look,
oh no,
What?
continue.
if you look up her stats and stuff, it's something like by the end, like when Neji dies or whatever, he can see like, I forget how many kilometers away, but it's not that far. And then it was like, oh yeah, Hinata can see 20 kilometers away now.
Well,
Jesus.
Hinata, Kiba, and Shino were all trained to be tracker ninjas. Neji was not trained to be a tracker ninja. So that makes sense. Because
I don't understand.
Shino, Kiba, and Hinata all had better tracking skills than combat skills, which is why they were assigned to Kurenai, who can like manipulate senses using her genjutsu. Whereas Tenten, Rock Lee, and Neji all had extremely exceptional martial arts skills, which is why they were assigned to Might Guy, someone with really good martial arts skills.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that her sight would probably be farther than Neji's, as Neji probably didn't really need to work on it as he was a prodigy, whereas Hinata had to apply herself to be a sensory ninja. Which is weird, because you'd think they wouldn't just pair up a bunch of children who did one thing together. They'd spread them out, but, whatever. They put Sasuke and Naruto on the same team so they could watch them, because both were untrustworthy given their family history.
Same.
That's like legit the reason why. They wanted someone who could keep an eye on both of them at the same freaking time. Because they were scared Sasuke was going to do something bullcrappy and then Naruto was going to turn into a giant monster. And then Sakura was just there because they needed a filler character.
Same.
That's like...
Kill Sakura off. Rest in peace.
Like, Yeah, he was gonna kill her off. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, low-key, I'm pretty sure, like, Kakashi and the third Hokage say it, but they, like, need Kakashi to keep an eye on the both of them because both of them have a high risk of just ending the village.
And then
Oh, man.
3 years later, Sasuke is a missing ninja.
Yes. And Naruto has turned into the nine-tailed fox, like, 12 times.
Exactly.
And Kakashi hasn't been doing his job very well at all, clearly.
Random question, but did you call Toby being Obito?
I believed it from the get-go. I was like, that's pretty similar. I just didn't understand why he acted like an idiot.
Oh yeah, true.
Like, also, in the dub, have you heard the voice change?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. He's like some deep-grown man when he goes into Obito mode. It's so funny.
It's weird though because it's the same voice actor that does Madara.
Yeah. My goodness. I didn't believe he was Madara because I was like, wouldn't Madara be too old? That was my question, and I was like, if he is Madara, I'm calling bullcrap. That was my thing.
The way I figured it out was my parents aren't too big on me buying anime stuff, but back in like 3rd, 4th grade or something, I bought one of the manga volumes, and it's the one where it does a flashback of Kakashi's story as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I know exactly who Toby is.
Yeah, like I'm looking down at the page where the Rock is crushed half of him, and then I look at Toby and I was like, hey, he only has one eye on that mask.
Also, their hair is exactly the freaking same.
That's true.
It should be noted that I was like, so Kakashi can know Monkey Gecko Sharingan, and back when that first came out, I was like, that means that, like, that can work is if Toby had it. And I was like, I mean, Obito had it, and that would mean that Obito is alive. That was my theory, and I was like, oh, I guess that's the truth. Oh, okay. Okay. That was basically like, oh. For the longest time, like, I was like, is this just a theory, or am I crazy, or is Kakashi bullcrap? I don't know.
In regards to the new game, do you think there's going to be, like, Xenoverse has DLCs that bring in new characters and storylines? Do you think they're going to do that?
I think they may bring in movie characters for DLC, probably, what they'll do. And also any Boruto characters that aren't out yet by the time the video game's out.
Oh, speaking of movie characters, did I tell you that Toneri made an appearance in the anime?
He did?
Yeah. He basically appears.
Yeah, they're trying to really retcon him in there.
He basically, like, appears to Boruto in a dream and is telling him how he has dojutsu in one of his eyes and how he's going to save the world one day and all that stuff.
So, like, at the beginning of Boruto, Alex, you probably don't know this, but they say that Sasuke and Naruto have been killed, which is the biggest load of bullcrap I have ever heard at the beginning of a manga.
Yeah, Kawaki is like, I'll send you to where I sent the 7. I hope you sent him to an alternate dimension or something, because if you
I hope you sent him to, like, the Frog Village and he can't get back.
Exactly.
Where the heck is the Frog Village? Because I don't understand. Because like, freaking the animals never got explained properly in Naruto. Because, like, after fight with Itachi, Sasuke learns how to contract hawks.
That's true.
And no one talks about how he has hawks.
He has hawks and snakes.
Yes. He is actually the Mexican flag, by the way, because it's a hawk carrying a snake.
I think he mainly did the hawk thing because that's one of the names he named.
Falcon Drop.
So
Falcon drop where he just like slams your head into the ground.
Yeah.
Sasuke has a bird fetish confirmed.
I believe it.
Can we talk about how Sarutobi summoned Wukong essentially? In Third Hokage summoned Wukong essentially to fight like Orochimaru.
Basically.
That was so ninja OG Japan ninja-y. Like he was even wearing the OG like what ninjas would have worn, not the Naruto ninja outfits in that fight.
Yeah.
He was wearing like the black and then like the mask. No, that wasn't all the way up his mouth. And he had the headband that was like stretched out like really long but without the symbol on it. Full black suit with fishnet. Yeah, that was so freaking ninja. It never got that ninja ever again, by the way. Ever again. Also, can we talk about how he knew how to perform every single jutsu in the village, and then they're like, you can't perform every single jutsu in the world if you don't have the Rinnegan. And then it was like, what the heck, Third Hokage?
Yep.
I think what they meant to say was Third Hokage knows every jutsu, not knows how to do every jutsu.
You can't perform all of them.
Yeah, I also think when they're like Kakashi can perform like 1,000 jutsu, I'm like, so why does he only use like 12?
Same.
Legit though. Oh my goodness. The novels are like, this is the sixth Hokage. He's mastered over 1,000 jutsu. Like, why does he not use it?
Like that's his intro when he fights Zabuza, and Zabuza's like, oh, you're Kakashi of the Leaf Village, master of 1,000 jutsu, known as the Copy Ninja. And then Team 7's like, wait, what? You know 1,000 jutsu? Teach me, please. And then Kakashi proceeds to use like 4 jutsu.
Still, I love the fight between Zabuza and Kakashi because Kakashi's just so freaking smug as Zabuza is using like his ultimate secret water dragon technique, and Kakashi's just doing the same thing.
Yes. I like how Kakashi's like, oh, I'm surprised you actually could fight me twice.
Yeah.
Kakashi legit says that, like, oh, you can fight me a second time. Not many people can say that.
You know what hypothetical fight I'd love to see? Reanimated Madara before all the
Bullcrap.
God Saints badge, six path stuff, yeah. And versus Nagato. Because when they revived Nagato, he fought Killer Bee, Itachi, and Ninetales Cloak Naruto, and was winning most of the time.
Well, when you're supposed to be the sage of 6 paths, you're supposed to be like God.
Yeah, and he had
And then that just... Oh, continue.
he had all of the powers that he controlled. So it's just like he was so OP.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm pretty sure he was just weaker when he fought Naruto because he was like crippled at that point.
Yeah, he had to separate his powers between his bodies.
Yeah. But that's like a little bullcrap. Couldn't you just inject Hashirama cells and then fix himself? Because that seems to be the solution to everything in Naruto. Oh, what's that? You can't use the Rinnegan? Just inject yourself with Hashirama cells.
Same.
That's what Madara did. I'm gonna bite off a piece of Hashirama.
Or Zetsu, like, oh, what's that? I need to be more OP. Let me just snort some Hashirama cells.
Oh man.
Alright, and with Hashirama cells, it is time to end Anichat. With me today, I've had Alex.
Always.
I've also had Kyoya.
It was fun.
Yep. And we shall see you guys next week, hopefully when we're not snorting Hashirama cells.